This is an abridged version of a presentation I gave at the HighEdWeb conference in Cincinnati this past October. If you'd like to learn more about HighEdWeb, you can go to our website at 2010.highedweb.org or check out the Twitter feed for the conference using the hashtag HEWEB10 and also the hashtag SOC for Soch, which was the track that I presented in. So my presentation was titled, "Why Do You Tweet?" And it all began for me last spring when I was working on my dissertation. And the topic of my dissertation is our sense of community and identity and how it's influenced by this overlapping world between the web and the physical realm. And so I was interested in the allure of Twitter from me personally, and then I posted the same question to folks out there in Twitter, asking them why they tweet. And I received a ton of responses ranging from, the very practical to the need to connect, to the I don't know why, to the it's just part of being human. And I think that that's really the jumping off point. I think that the people that weren't sure why they tweeted, the reason that they do is because it's just part of being human. It's a natural part. We don't think about it. We don't ask people why they have conversations in the hallway, so asking why did they tweet, it's not surprising that folks didn't have a ready-made answer. And there's actually a lot of us doing it. We have over 106 million of us on Twitter at the moment, and they're adding 300,000 new users a day. And what's really interesting is that 75% of us that are tweeting aren't necessarily using the Twitter application to tweet. We're using other devices. And so, it's really speaking to what the web's become. It's no longer a destination. It's no longer a place to go to, but rather it's a pathway or a means to connect with other people. And that's a fundamental and pretty profound change in how we approach the web and what we use it for. Because what's happening is now no longer is our desktop the portal, but we are. We're the portal. We're the conduit. We're the network. And we're interlocked with others who are also networks. To quote McLuhan, we become what we behold, and we shape our tools, and then our tools shape us. And I think that's very true with the social web and the kind of harmonious tension that exists between the tool and what it's meant to do and how we bend it to our own uses, and then how that turns around and influences us and how we identify who we are. So getting back to my original question about why do you tweet, being an education major, I was really interested in what it means for informal learning, how it affects the blending of communities, the impact that it has on identity and participation. What does Twitter make possible, what wasn't possible before? That is a really big question and part of the allure, not just for Twitter, but for the social web. I use Twitter in this presentation, but it's really just an exemplar of the social web and what the capabilities are. And in defining the social web, Christine Hine, the digital ethnographer, talked about the net providing multiple orderings of time and space that transcend these online and offline boundaries. And that's really what we're getting at, is because we have these asynchronous and synchronous conversations that take place both in person and over the web and involve a whole bunch of people. And really it gets to that it means that a single instance of you is no more. The worlds collide. Your work persona collides with your private persona, collides with your family persona, and open by default has become the new private. And that again is a fundamental shift in how we go about and approach the web, because it's in this flexible openness, where now by default applications are open and we have to ratchet down permissions to tighten it up, that allows, that combines with this intermittent communication that's with the world, transforms our sense of communities into social networks. And I really wonder if you ever stop to think that your unintended audience is now greater than your intended audience, because when you put it out there, more people are going to see it that it's not intended for. Your message at that particular time isn't meant for than who are actually it was intended for. Let's look at what we're tweeting. Mostly we're tweeting small talk. The big allure to Twitter is in the chit chat. It's in the status updates. It's in letting the other people in your network know that you're there. It's having conversations. It's sharing information in the form of URLs. And what's really interesting with that is we're sharing URLs that lead to more personal information about us. It could be links to our blog posts, could be links to images that we put up or videos that we made. That's what we're sharing. And lastly, what we least use Twitter for is actually reporting news. The stuff that we can get on other websites. The odds are that that we still go to those websites to do that. We're using social media more to connect than to get information. And I think the reason why is because it's in our nature. Looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the social web hits us right in our sweet spot. It hits us right in our levels of friendship and family, our sense of belonging. And from there we just work up, we're able to interact with each other, we get the respect of our peers. We get to find more people like us, which boosts our self-esteem and our confidence, and may actually lead to influencing our self-actualization of becoming more than what we thought we could become, because we were able to connect with people who are more like us in ways that we weren't able to connect before. We search for meaning, and meaning is socially, historically, and rhetorically constructed. So it doesn't matter where we're searching for it. It could be Twitter, it could be in a church basement, but it's the same search for meaning. It's the medium that gives us affordances that we didn't have before. And it's really changed our understanding of the web from being, what we thought 10 years ago of being an alternate reality, an escape from being human, to being an extension of reality, of who we are. We're just expanding ourselves. And Twitter provides networks and interpersonal ties and social opportunities and support and a sense of belonging in ways that we weren't able to get before. What it does is it allows us to find more people like us out in the world, beyond the boundaries of geography and time. We have that connection now. We can use these folks to connect and find out who we are. We tweet because the risk is worth the rewards for us, because in a blended world there are risks. Tweets about your personal life are more than likely going to be found by folks in your professional life, and vice versa. There is risk involved in using social media, and because our unintended audience is greater, and because of there's more of a permanence there is more of a documented record. But we find the risk worth it. We're willing to risk the contempt, the disappointment, and even anger of others, for the anticipation and joy and acceptance that we will get from it. So I ask you, why do you tweet? This presentation is licensed under a Creative Commons non-commercial share-alike license, and the music provided by Chris Olnak is also licensed under